Welcome back. I'm Andrew, your crypto guy on the internet. We have some interesting developments already by the second day of this Bitcoin conference going on in Miami. An overview, you got about 50,000 people. Anyone that matters in the crypto world is at this Miami thing. So you're talking big shots and people who think they're big shots, but they're all in crypto, so they're all a little weird, okay? My kind of people. Now you're in Miami. There's money flying all over the place. You're getting drunk, you're doing coke, you're shaking hands, making deals, banging hookers, okay? You're at the beach having a good time. And then it ends on the 9th, which is, what, Saturday? You fly back Sunday, a little hungover, you look at your dumpy wife, you told her that you didn't do much, and then Monday you wake up crisp and motivated. Monday you're going to start seeing some moves, because like, hey, who was that guy I talked to on Thursday? George, get him on the phone. Okay. And then you're going to start seeing some stuff play out. Now, the prices during the conference aren't going to be very exciting. We're just developing new ranges. So like I've already drawn this one out. Bitcoin fell. It's coming up for air a little bit like everyone else is. We're probably going to be hanging around 44.8 to like 43,000. Local bottom would be about 41,000, I think is where the real bottom is. Potentially, there's a lot of resistance there. Ethereum, similar pattern. Avalanche took a dip, but they're coming up hard because there was some good news between them and Luna, which I'll get into now. This is one of the headlines that really stuck out to me from this conference. Now remember, Terra Luna bought a bunch of Bitcoin, a couple $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, to back up their stablecoin. It was a huge power move and brought a lot of confidence into Luna. Well, Luna also, today, put $200 million in Avalanche tokens as another backup for their stablecoin. More importantly, they didn't put that $200 million in Ethereum. And I think what this is you got two neighborhood boys teaming up to take out the biggest guy in the neighborhood. Okay, so if you look at just market cap, let's ignore stable coins like Tether and USD. BNB, that's Binance, that's an exchange. Solana is still good. XRP is a joke until the SEC case is settled. Cardano has a lot of developments, but it's boring. But look, right in this range, look at how close everybody is in terms of market cap. We're separated by $1 billion, like, or less. One good weekend and this order changes. All right, so Luna and Avalanche are rivals in the space, and they're all fighting to take Ethereum. They want to be the new Ethereum, okay, basically. And so Luna goes, look, Avalanche, here's what I think happened during the conference. They're both fucked up. They got hookers and blow, and they're like, dude, what if we just team up instead? I'll buy some of your stuff, let's be buddies, and then we can combine powers. Now, let's just think this out. Now, Luna has a clear lead, okay, of about, what is this, $12 billion in market cap? If you combine these guys, we're at 58, 59 billion. That moves them right up to second place, okay? That you blow right past Solana and XRP and Cardano. Like I said, this is an exchange. USDC, Tether, those are stable coins. So it goes Ethereum in a clear lead at 386 billion. But then you have Luna Avalanche teaming up right behind him. Now, so it's 386 against, let's say, 60 billion. Huge gap still. But Avalanche and Luna are moving hard and fast. These guys are good. And Ethereum has a big cushion. They have a fat lead. But they still have that merge coming up just to kind of compete technologically with Avalanche and Luna. Ethereum needs this merge to go through smoothly, and then they have to scale up from there. So if their merge into Ethereum 2.0 is smooth, they're going to stay way up front. But if there's a problem, right, let's say it gets delayed another 3 or 4 months or something, it's like having a flat tire in a race. Yeah, you might be a few laps ahead, but now your mechanics rush out there and they're trying to fix it before the other two guys start to catch up to you. And you're going to see this gap. Let's say Ethereum really screws up their launch. You know, Luna and Avalanche together, that's a very powerful duo. So this is an interesting development. I would keep an eye on that. Did this affect the price? No, because this is just following how the chart was already developing. So the major price moves are going to happen after this event is over. Okay, they're a little hungover Sunday. You probably won't see much, maybe a little bit. Monday morning, that is, what day is that going to be? The 11th, you might see some crypto moves, or you won't right away, because on the 12th, remember, we have the Fed CPE report, CPI data, sorry. They show up and they go, yeah, inflation's still really fucked. It's 11% now or something. And then that will scare people all over again. But the deals were already made during that conference or shortly after. So we're just waiting for this next wave of scary news to come out on the 12th, 13th. Let that settle, and then I think for the rest of the month, okay, we're going to see some horsepower in the crypto market. Now, so that looks good. I'm happy with how things are developing over in Miami. So then we had this other presentation from everybody's favorite talking mushroom, Janet Yellen, over at the Treasury. Okay, she's in D.C. and she gives this big speech covering cryptocurrency, but really focusing on a central bank digital currency. She goes CBDCs and she tries to weigh the pros and cons a little bit in this speech. But she's a government lady. They want to push CBDCs. Okay, she wants to make it seem like it's a fair debate, but it isn't. So I read into this pretty far, and then subsequent documents, and I actually watched the speech. That was a nightmare. But at the end, they're trying to push the idea that, hey, if the government has a central bank digital currency, it helps us stay number one in the world in terms of the U.S. dollar, or the central bank equivalent, as staying number one in the world, that's a big deal. I'll give them that. But then secondly, they're like, yeah, it also lets us help our citizens, right? Because then we can, let's say if we have to deposit COVID relief money, we can do it instantaneously. You don't have to wait a year or 2 years before your check actually shows up, or until you do your taxes next year. Maybe you'll get your $1,200. If it's central bank, it's instant. Isn't that nice, poor people? And they're like, yeah. But think about it for 2 seconds. How often does the government take money from you versus give you money? It's like 10 million to 1, okay? So the CBDC plan is so they can take money from you faster, not give it to you. They'd be able to see every nickel you have, no matter where it is or what you're doing with it, and then they can freeze your assets instantly, or control them, or dole them out to you. This is about control. It's not about helping people. Get that idea out of your head. So the people that are fighting this CBDC stuff, we went over in a previous video. The biggest name you might recognize is Ted Cruz. Yeah, he's a little smarmy on the right, but he's a big face for fighting this central bank digital currency stuff. So if you see Ted Cruz, be encouraging. Be like, buddy, keep on fighting for us, man. We're not China, okay? We want freedom. That's why we came here, okay? To be away from government overreach and control. And every day that's kind of changing, and we're losing our independence here. And this CBDC stuff, it would just take the last bastion of freedom off the face of the earth. So I'm not into that at all. In terms of, here's her full speech. I'll post the link to this in the description here. And then in terms of the war, it's uglier and uglier, and the sanctions are getting stronger. And I don't know if this is going to end anytime soon. We already knew this was lousy. There's a new COVID variant. There always is, but, apparently no one cares, because it's just another version of Omicron, and everybody's either vaccinated or they got COVID, or they're like me, and I just take a bunch of vitamin D and I never go outside, so nothing ever touches me yet. So, but basically, like, everyone's fine, and no one really cares about Omicron. We did get a little bit of Dr. Fauci trying to scare us back into our houses, and he's being largely ignored by the public, which is a good thing. So I'm going to keep you guys updated on how things develop from the Bitcoin conference. I mean, there are so many speakers. A big one that's coming up at the end of the day here is Jack Mallers. Apparently, he's got something very juicy for Bitcoin holders, and I'm eager to find out what that is. So the more I learn, the more you'll learn. Have a great day.